Somebody project your voice so I can hear you back there.
So, we have an inside joke or inside comment here that a lot of this is based off of at our house, just the Grotto household. But first of all, obviously, thanks so much for being here, support Granny. And I've seen enough pictures this weekend to know that Granny was right. Whether it's Tom's high school photos that look eerily similar to my oldest in his high school photos, or pictures of Poppy that look eerily similar to Audrey's son Gavin, or photos of Granny that look like my daughter Reagan, or my mother. I know that Granny, who has said this on more than one occasion, they don't take after strangers. And I'm sure that you've heard her say that. I hope you've heard her say that. And she's correct, because although you can't escape the DNA that we are passing along here to our children, there also are a lot of other attributes and themes that you inevitably will influence others with when you live into your 90s. And so from my perspective, it's a full influential, successful life, one that, from the outside world, I would think they would view that the same way, that there was many things that that for us we see them as an opportunity to cast fault or blame when there's a long life, that there's faults and there's things that wish you could take back or haven't said, but there's also a lot of success that hopefully drapes over those faults that would help us know how much Granny was loved and how much she succeeded. And so as I reflected on her life, I thought of a parable that might summarize it well. It's one that Jesus told, and I think it was one that many of you would be familiar with. So I think that I wrote a comment here that she's more than forcing you to eat when you weren't hungry, or being risk adverse and stubborn, although I know we affirmed that well. That's true, but there's other things that she did well, and she was always right on the stubbornness. I'm sorry, on the risk adverseness, because I could think of many times she told me not to do something and like go down the river because it had just rained, and then I lost my phone. So it's not like she wasn't right, but we all have that nature to try to do it anyway. So here's the verse that I like to summarize. I feel like, for me at least, captures some of the thought. It's a little bit longer, but bear with me. For the kingdom of heaven is like a man traveling to a far country, who called his own servants and delivered his goods to them. He gave them 5 talents, another 2, and another 1, and to each according to his ability. And immediately he went on a journey. Then he who had received the 5 talents went and traded with them, and made another 5 talents. And likewise the one who had received 2 talents, 2 more also. But he who had received 1 went dug in the ground and hid his Lord's money. And after a long time the Lord of those servants came and settled these accounts with them. So he who had received 5 talents brought another 5 talents, saying, Lord, you delivered me 5 talents. Look, I have gained 5 more beside them. And his Lord said to him, Well done, thy good and faithful servant. You were faithful over a few things. I will make you rule over many things. Enter into the joy of the Lord. So, as evidenced by those gathered here, Granny's life has returned exponentially, I believe, over the years. And now as we face the reality that her life on earth is over, we can know that definitely her influence has not. And you can always do that just by looking at the pictures. So.
Thank you. Are we allowed to clap here? We weren't allowed to clap for Bill.
summary.
We're trying, but there we go. Let's clap for Bill.
And your mother.
And your mother. Nope.
That's fine. Yeah.
All right, Paul, it's up to you. What do we do?
Well, you got all those people that are waiting up at the fire hall for you too.
Okay.
Could we do a